ngora Anangu ngora ko de ngajbela pukul ngajbela and nyundo baranga nyakola nende ngola nyundo pukul bana nyumlak.
Uluru-Kata Tjuta National Park is a living cultural landscape, World Heritage listed for both cultural and national values, and every year attracts new audiences, due in a large part to the amazing images and stories that media share internationally of this deeply sacred place. While the landscape is a visual feast of natural beauty, if you scratch the surface, you'll discover that the culture, called Tjukurpa, is strong, rich, and alive today. Tjukurpa is the foundation of life for Anangu and has been for tens of thousands of years. We invite you to explore Tjukurpa as the key to learning more about why this place is so special, which will in turn provide a more enriching experience for your audience.
Media when the region enjoy like what I call it, China and region enjoy. Come here, Kola Tjukurpa bara wa mutaji nangaja ngani ngani and wait one tell Tjukurpa jogaro ko nyara ko region in China no bara manga boro bela China ngodi ngai don't touch it around. Come and listen to Anangu.
As a media producer, the stories you take to the world are in part a big contributor to sharing the Anangu story and preserving and maintaining a culture that has existed here for tens of thousands of years. Anangu treasure their stories and the accuracy in their telling. There are protocols within the Anangu culture as to when and whom may tell or be told particular stories. The stories are infused within the landscape, the rock formations, the people, the songs, dances, and the rock art. Anangu can read Tjukurpa on the landscape the way Parampa read the pages of scriptures. There are Tjukurpa stories that can be told to the world and those that are culturally preserved for Anangu. We must be extremely careful not to capture detail of certain geological aspects to ensure that sensitive stories do not have the potential to be misinterpreted and accessed contrary to what is appropriate under Tjukurpa law. This media briefing will explain the cultural and practical reasons behind the advice provided in the media industry guidelines, as well as outline key locations around the park and provide advice on shooting in these locations. As a permitted media representative, you are encouraged to participate in the preservation and safeguarding of these traditions and cultural sensitivities of the oldest living culture in the world, simply through the respectful images you record. But rather than see this requirement as a restriction, we invite you to explore the strong culture that forms the foundation of the guidelines. This way you can leave taking with you the material you captured and a greater understanding of an ancient culture that is still alive today.
Anangu yarege wangara manda pulli purnajuda ngora chulpu kolonjana.
Tjukurpa is the guiding principle for all Anangu, park staff and visitors to the park. It is our job as media officers to help you understand, maintain and protect Tjukurpa so that you do not incur any delays and are able to achieve the production outcomes you need. And most importantly, that Uluru-Kata Tjuta National Park remains a place where Tjukurpa law and culture are kept strong for future Anangu generations.
Ngayuko ini Gloria Manimu Palu ngayuko ngora ngayuko jamuko kamiko ngora mula ngana mula ba Tjukurpa kanyini jamuko kami ngana bako Tjukurpa ngono ngana nanya malaja bajo nendinda ko ngani.
You may be wondering how Tjukurpa has anything to do with the practicalities of filming within the park. According to Tjukurpa, there was a time when ancestral beings in the form of humans, animals and plants travelled across the land and performed remarkable feats of creation and destruction. These Tjukurpa stories are called the creation stories. The physical evidence of these creation beings and their adventures can be seen in the features of the landscape. Mordajulu Waterhole is a prime location to learn more about this.
Modi yang mula pulkanya cukur cara. Ana mula iri dinyinan juda. Kala malang ngalan takajin kuarnya.
Wah, min makunianya pitang kakarang. Palo pitala ngampu chunu iti palo wandi karing munu palo wala wen kipijang munu palo nyina karing muti chunkula muti kucara chunu wana chunkula munu palo enma pulka pakan.
While Parampa may understand the story as a simple parable, contained within are layers and levels detailing knowledge of the landscape, plants and animals, rules for living, lessons in morality and justice, maps for navigating through the land, information about water sources and other vital elements of life, and much more. As visitors to this land and non-Anangu, the public are told only basic information. The more senior a person is in Anangu society, the more cultural knowledge is entrusted to them.
Tjukurpa ngaji, jangan kerja kubur. Tjukurpa kerja pada kumpul ba. Minta kerja tjukurpa kumpul, wari kerja tjukurpa kumpul.
It is culturally unacceptable for women to view a men's site or vice versa. Likewise, it may seem as wrong for the details of these stories to be understood by someone who has not attained a certain level of seniority in Anangu society or in a location that is not associated with that story. This concept forms the basis of why certain areas may not be filmed or photographed. And it is for this reason that the guidelines ask that you do not digitally modify or manipulate images or footage, as you'd then be altering physical evidence of these stories.
You know, they lost cranking one way, baby. Car cranky. Kapalonya, Araja, Naraja and Narajan and Jabiliango. Nyanga Jabel, like you're welcoming in my land room area in the wall. You can't have that cupboard or that bedroom door, you know, you only ear to listen, and you'll understand that belong to the people that own it.
There are certain important details you must pay attention to ensure editorial accuracy, with one of the most important being the depiction of Tjukurpa. It's also important to Anangu that you use the correct names for the park. Uluru instead of Ayers Rock, and Kata Tjuta instead of the Olgas. You can request guidance from your media officer through the entire process, right from the application stage through to pre-production, the actual shoot, and any follow-up details that may be required.
Media, you gotta follow the media and you don't follow. We got media rules from the joint management thing. You follow the guideline. Media coin. You don't want to know about my general. You don't know about you're hurting us. Come through us, the media. We got, as I can tell you, Allah will be happy together.
Please use this briefing as an opportunity to gain valuable knowledge that will help you execute your shoot in a culturally appropriate, productive and safe way. And most importantly, we hope you enjoy your time in this incredibly special location.